Okay. You in the gym too?
Yeah, finally. My struggle was opposite. I've been a toothpick my entire life. And I wanted to gain weight, so I've been trying to gain weight since like middle school. And it didn't work. Yeah, it never works for me. Now, I have a very athletic family. I also have a very musical family. And as the baby of the group, I grew up doing everything. I ran track, played football and basketball. Okay. I also was in choir rehearsals every night. And so eventually I had to choose which route I wanted to take. And once I got to like my middle school years, early high school, it was like either you're gonna be in the choir or you're gonna run track. Like you ain't gonna be able to do both because everything happens at the same time. And I just got sucked into the performing arts side of things.
Really?
So my athleticism was just, you know, football at the family reunion more so than doing it on a daily basis. So yeah, I just always wanted to be bigger and it never happened. There's one uncle in my family that's just naturally skinny, tall and skinny. But like my dad isn't this small, my brothers aren't this small. It's literally just me. So I don't know if it's just a weird gene that made its way to the baby, but I think I started consistently hitting the gym. Probably I think when Darnisha got pregnant. I think it was another one of those things where it was like, as a kid grows up, and especially when we found out it was a boy, I just wanted to be an example of health and of fitness. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you ain't got to be big and swole.
Yep.
You ain't got to, like, you know what I'm saying? I just want you to see a healthy lifestyle. And so my thought process at that point, you know, they say everything changes when you have a kid. But like the urgency behind getting all that together was like, let's go.
Let's do it.
Yo.
It definitely does something for, are you recording right now?
I sure am.
Dang, yeah, this is good content. It definitely plays, it's so huge on the psyche. And I tell my wife this a lot. It's so big on the psyche. My brothers, I have two twin brothers, two older twin brothers. I'm one of 7.
7?
Yeah, so I'm number 5, which is like young middle. It's not really the middle, but I believe I had a middle child experience.
I got you.
But I'm still on the younger brother side. So I have 2 older brothers who are ex-military. They've been football players, wrestlers. My older brother played football. Sports has been like all throughout my family. And he's a Marine as well. So he's been to the military as well. So like my older brothers, I've seen that. I wasn't in the gym though. I wasn't a gym person, but I played sports. I did basketball, football, soccer. Short football career. Let me take that back. I did basketball, wrestling, boxing. So that was like my sports right there. So I get out of high school, so I had the little sports in me, 150 something, went overseas contracting, hit the gym, got to 185. So that was like the first time my body got like a real dose of like weightlifting.
Yeah.
And I mean, it responded instantly. So my brothers was like, yo, with your height and your build, like you naturally, and my body naturally responded to the weights, man. It was insane.
Yeah.
But being in there and doing it, I was like, yo, I wish I'd have done this earlier in life.
A long time ago, yes.
I mean, it just, like we were talking about earlier, it just does something to your mind. Like it builds your confidence up.
Yeah.
You think more clearly. So as I've gotten older, I'm 35 now, and just seeing what the testosterone levels do, getting back into the gym, the way your body produces free-flowing testosterone, and learning that with my brothers and stuff like that, and like really the science behind and what it does for the man. It's been insane, bro.
Yeah.
But what I've learned too, one of the main things, like getting back into it, I downloaded a couple of apps to like, you know, okay, what exercises should I do for what I want to do? And then as far as like eating, I researched different diets to meet my goal. So in your case, like for gaining weight, definitely a lot of protein and food, but just see what people are doing to put on weight.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely possible.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, I have friends that I went to high school with that I see now. And it's like, it don't make no sense because we both were toothpicks. And like, how are you killing it right now? And I'm still struggling. I don't really understand. But same thing, bro. And it applies to so many different areas. It's funny that we talk about it as it relates to weight gain or weight loss or fitness or whatever. But I also got to a point where I realized what you invest in, like works. Like when I put money behind my wife for my birthday, this just past year, just in April, took half of our garage and turned it into a gym for me. Because once baby came along, I work from home. She's a hairstylist, so she works at a shop pretty consistently. And with just the climate of the world right now, you don't want nannies, you don't want to put a baby in daycare. It's just all so many reservations. And both of our families are from Miami. So with me working from home and also keeping my son most of the time, it's difficult for me to go to a gym and work out. And so her gift to me for my birthday was essentially transforming our garage into a gym. Mirrors, weights, bench press, the whole nine, right?
Wow.
So then I was like, well, bump it. I'm gonna pay somebody who knows how to help me get what I want. And once I put my money on it, it's like, I'm definitely hitting it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Because this money coming out of the account every 2 weeks, like my investment is behind it now. And I weigh more now than I ever did. And it's good weight. So it's working, man. I think I've gained a solid like 8 pounds in the last 3 months.
Wow.
So it's working the way that it should.
Yeah.
Just got to stay at it.
Diet mixed with the gym, that's where you see your results. And so my thing with a lot of people, what I tell people is, if you're gonna do it, you know what I'm saying, be consistent at it, because that's the only way you're gonna see results, first off.
Yeah.
And then secondly is challenge yourself, because a lot of times we'll plateau. I forgot who I was listening to, Kevin Samuels, right? I call him the Bishop. He gets a lot of heat, whatever.
Yeah.
But Kevin Samuels, he says, if you're not, you got yourself into the situation, right? You got yourself there, and in order to get yourself out, you're gonna need help, because you're not, I forget the word he used, but you know, you can't control this situation, or you can't get yourself out of it because you got yourself into it. Right. So you're gonna have to pay someone to help you get you out of it. So that's been my thing. I got myself here so I can get myself out, you know what I'm saying, if I'm consistent at it, or if I want to put money into it like you're like, hey, I'm gonna hire a personal trainer, which is huge, which is really what I want to get to as well. I want to get to that personal trainer that's gonna help you get to that, you know what I'm saying, that next level, push you to the next level.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, this is another conversation, but quality attracts me the same way that it attracted you.
Facts.
And I always said that if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it right. And if I don't have the resources to do it right, then it's just not time. And it doesn't mean that I don't execute, right? It doesn't mean that I don't continue to like practice and work on my craft, but I'm not gonna put out anything that I'm gonna be ashamed to look at 8 years later, is how I approach every single project.
Now dive into that.
I think when I started like taking music seriously, what scared me was the talent that I was surrounded by. I was blessed to be crafted and like to mold my gift around people who were experts already.
Right.
And so when you do that idea of comparison always comes up and makes it difficult for you to move forward, because it's like the person who teaches me is so much better than I am. And if they aren't making the moves that I dream to make, who am I to believe that I can eventually do what I want to do, you know? And so what I started realizing was that there's so many people who are extremely talented, but only the people who pay attention to more than just the gift, but the entire package, are the ones that receive what they really want. And I guess it really started when I wrote my first album. I wrote my first EP my senior year in college. And as I was doing it, people that were around me that were much better songwriters, much better singers, much better recording artists were like, yo, how are you doing this? And in my mind, it was like, I just wanted to do it. So I found people who were good, the partners that I needed, that were experts in their own fields, to come together and help me do it. It cost a certain amount of money for it to work a certain way. So I worked until I got enough money to do it the way that I wanted to do it. I've been writing music since I was like 12 years old. I didn't put out my first EP until I was almost 21. Because that's how long it took for me to build up the resources to put out what I saw on the shelves already. And so my idea was, I don't want to be that guy that's handing out mixtapes at the gas station and a blank CD cover, because I don't take that seriously when people give it to me. I want people to take me seriously when I present my gift. And so I worked maybe 2 semesters, maybe half a year on that EP, and that EP was 6 songs. That's it. But I waited until I could afford to book photo shoots, to get my CD professionally printed, to have like a marketing campaign put together. I was spamming people's Facebook walls at that time. Like I was doing everything that I possibly could.
Yeah.
And that was an album that I gave away free because nobody knew who I was. So I couldn't convince people to pay for it and they never heard it before.
Yeah.
And watching how people responded more so to the presentation. And once the presentation caught their eye, they were able to accept and appreciate the music in a different way. I think that was the moment when I was like, the difference between what I'm doing and the person who's far better at like songwriting or far better at recording than I am is the fact that I'm paying attention to more than just what I put on wax.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention to the full package because I know the full package is what attracts me. And so that's just the idea that I've ran with ever since I started recording. And what's crazy is that now that I have a wife that's also an entrepreneur and a creative as well, we see these things that we want to do. And at first it feels so unaccomplishable. I don't even know if that's a real word, but it just feels like something that, right? It just feels like it's so far out of our reach. And presenting things with quality doesn't take as much as we think it does. We hired a videographer to help us with a project once, and the next time couldn't get in touch with him, so I pulled out my iPhone. And I have the eye for quality, so I don't accept it until it meets my standard. And we'll record over and over and over again. Our YouTube, how to change exposures and all that other kind of crap until it becomes what I want it to be. And I think that philosophy is what has really helped me to gain the attention of people who wouldn't have paid attention to me otherwise.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
That's big. That's what that is right there.
Right, bro. Yes.
The iPhone 12.
Yes, man. It's a wonder-working machine. Dude,
and I downloaded it. I'm going to give y'all this for free. This is free game.
Uh-oh.
Actually, it's not free because you subscribed. There's this app called Pro Movie that we use, and it converts not converts, but it gives you the functionalities of a camcorder on your iPhone. App is 99 cents. Save it to your iPhone memory. You can plug in an exterior mic and pick up the audio, so it'll attach the audio to the video and use it that way.
Yeah.
That's what we use now. And down the line, not down the line, but just where we are now, when I first started getting into video, the first music video I shot for myself at the recent periods of my life was on a cell phone. I wanted to shoot a music video. I wanted to display my gifts and talents to the people. Did not have a camera at the time, so I just used a cell phone. That was just to get out there. Until one of my brothers in Christ, he saw what I did. He said, that dude needs a camera. I get Daniel a camera. He's going to go crazy with it. And sure enough, he gave me that camera. That's the only camera we had at the time. I started this talk show with it. Later on, but that's what I did. And what I told myself was, I'm going to take everything I have around me, to take what's in my head, this vision, and put it in front of people and see what the world thinks about it. As I started doing that consistently, this is where I need to grow. This is what I have to change. This is what I have to grow in. When I was able to take what's in here and put it out there, then I could see what holes I can plug, what I could do to improve, what could I do to change it to get that notoriety. And since I've been doing that, people have followed the journey, subscribed to what I've been doing, and they joined the journey.